state will modify accordingly, according to the decision of the transferring state.
Nahilo ako. Ako din. Teka, you lost me. Is it me or you guys understand this? Di, pag nalipat pa, paano ba?
In case po yung Canadian citizen is na-transfer sa Canada, the sentence imposed by the Philippines will govern. If
Yeah,
in
kaya
case
nga.
the Philippines modifies the sentence, then the Canadian side can modify it accordingly.
Huh? Wait, sorry. Hindi, you just said it's baliktad na. Kala ko the transferring state. Eh di Sige, just for clarity, I'd like to ask DOJ and DOF, no? Article 6 provides that the transferring state will retain exclusive jurisdiction over the sentences and the procedures for modification of cancellation of judgment and sentences. Pero, ang problema sa paragraph 2 of Article 7, continued enforcement of the sentence after transfer shall be governed by the receiving state. Alin ba talaga, yung convicting state o yung receiving state? How do you reconcile the two provisions, yung Article 6 and paragraph 2 of 7? Medyo nalilito ako dyan. How does that operate? Can somebody explain to me? Maybe I'm misreading it. It's the Article 6, who will retain jurisdiction? Kasi sa Article 6, ang pagkaintindi ko, it's the transferring state. Doon
Yes,
sa
Madam
Article 7, sa second paragraph, it's the receiving state na. So, alin ba talaga?
Madam Chair, that's correct. However, in Article 7, Paragraph 2, in case the sentence, the final conviction is incompatible with the laws of the receiving state, No,
but that's only in the case of incompatibility of the laws. But when they're the same, who has jurisdiction?
the transferring state, Madam
It's the
Chair.
transferring state.
Yes.
So you're saying that paragraph 2, Article 7 is an exception.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Tama ba yun?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Yes, can you put that in writing so that I'm clarified?
Yes,
Kasi
Madam Chair.
pagkabasa ko, it's not an exception eh.
In case only if
Only in
the
case.
of incompatible sentence, Madam Chair.
Sure ka?
Incompatible
Parang hindi ganun,
penalties.
Okay, for example, ganito na lang. If a Canadian prisoner is transferred to Canada from the Philippines, can the Canadian authority grant parole, even though the Philippine Board of Pardons and Parole did not grant parole and says that he is not qualified for parole?
No, Madam Chair, pursuant to our
Alin ang no?
the Canadian side cannot
Grant parole.
grant parole to the
Sige.
Canadian citizen sentence person.
Okay. So only if incompatible, otherwise it's still the transferring state. Sige, paragraph 4 of Article 7 says that the transferring state, if it revises, modifies, cancels judgment pursuant to Article 6 or otherwise reduces, commutes, terminates sentence, the receiving state can decide otherwise pursuant to its authority of continued enforcement of sentence. Is that correct? That the receiving state can change that?
For our Section 4, Article 7, Madam Chair.
Yes, Section 4, Article 7. The transferring state decides to reduce the sentence, for example, and then the receiving state rejects that change. So who has the authority?
The transferring state has the authority. If the
So
receiving
the Philippines in that case would not be authorized to reduce the sentence, to commute it, or otherwise terminate it, for example.
Yes, Madam Chair. Only the transferring state has the authority on that regard.
So the Philippines can't do that. If we are receiving that Filipino coming back home, we cannot refuse the Canadian court's decision to reduce his sentence, for example.
Yes, Madam Chair.
So Philippines can't refuse, no? Okay. It's still the transferring state. The Canadian authority can grant parole or release to a transferred citizen. This is the one you're talking about with regard to the exception. If it's there's a distinction between the laws, no, and they're incompatible. Can the Canadian authority grant parole to a transferred prisoner, even if under Philippine law that person is disqualified to avail of parole?
In case the Filipino citizen is transferred to us and the Canadian laws has authority to grant parole, then the Filipino convicted can benefit from that grant of parole, but not vice versa. The Canadian citizen cannot avail of any pardons made by the Canadian government because of our
Teka,
constitutional.
nalito ako doon. You just lost me completely. I'm sorry, akala ko, sabi mo from the beginning, the basic principle is that the transferring state retains jurisdiction niya. Tama? They retain jurisdiction, right? That's our understanding, except in the case of incompatibility of laws, in which case what? The receiving state may amend the judgment, is that correct? Or the sentencing?
Okay. If in case the transferring state modifies the sentence imposed, then the receiving state will modify it accordingly, according to the decision of the transferring state.
Nahilo ako. Ako din. Teka, you lost me. Is it me or you guys understand this? Di, pag nalipat pa, paano ba?
Ma'am, in case
There are a lot of lawyers in the room. Maybe you can bolt in because I'm not registering. Yes po?
Apo. In case po yung Canadian citizen is na-transfer sa Canada, the sentence imposed by the Philippines will govern. If
Yeah,
in
kaya
case
nga.
the Philippines modifies the sentence, then the Canadian side can modify it accordingly.
Wait, sorry. Hindi, you just said it's baliktad na. Kala ko the transferring state. Eh di dapat, halimbawa yung Canadian, di ba yung 3 preso na Canadian? Okay, yung Philippine court ang nagsentensya.
Yes.
Ngayon, papadala ngayon sa Canada. Pagdating sa Canada, papaltan ng Canada. No, they've served enough time, blah, blah, blah. Okay? So, can the Canadian court change the sentencing here in the Philippines? Yes or no?
No, Madam Chair.
Oh, yun. Oh, but what are you saying? The other way around cannot be.
Okay, in case of parole, Madam
Okay,
Chair.
parole. Okay.
Okay.
So in general, basta the transferring state retains jurisdiction and prevails in each case. Tama?
Yes. Yes po.
For example, what's the incompatibility of the law? Pag may death sentence?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Ganon? Pag may incompatibility of the law, paano yun? If a Canadian is sentenced to death here in the Philippines, sent to Canada, it will be commuted to a life sentence?
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay.
That's correct, Madam Chair.
Okay, now let's go to parole.
Okay, in case of parole,
Mm.
so per our constitution, only the president can grant parole.
Correct.
In case the Canadian convicts are transferred to Canada, Canada can, even if they have domestic law on the grant of parole, they cannot give parole to those Canadian citizens because it will be against our laws. Yes.
And that goes for pardons as well, right?
Yes,
Executive
pardons,
clemency and so on is only
amnesty.
exercised by the president in the Philippines, but they may have something else.
Yes, Madam Chair.
So is that clear? Parang it became clear naman. But perhaps you can put it in writing so that we have it as part of record. Okay, so that would also apply in the case of sentence reduction, for example, or good conduct time allowance. Can the Philippines reduce the sentence and ascribe it to good conduct time with or without the consent of the Canadian authority, for example?
Yes, Madam Chair, pursuant to Article 6 retention of jurisdiction.
It's not incompatible with Canadian law. They have such things naman.
Yes,
In
Madam
fact, they
Chair.
have much greater liberality than we do.
Yes, Madam Chair.
Okay. All right. So, thank you. Thank you. All right.